Sir, you can start with the introduction of the speaker and then Madam can continue. Please.
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Can you hear my voice? Divyang sir, आवाज संभळाय છે?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So on behalf of ISTD Anand, I, Dr. Jaimin Trivedi, Secretary of ISTD Anand chapter, welcome you, madam.
Thank you.
Starting with the introduction of the Dipali madam. So right now, she is holding the position of principal of VMed College of Education, and so far as her qualification is concerned, she is having MSc, B.Ed, PhD from PhD in education and diploma vocal in music from Sardar Patel University, and she is having more than 19 years of experience from school to PG courses. She is a member. She is also having various membership, like right now she is holding the position of chairman board of studies of education since October. Then right now she is the principal of the institution of the CVM University, and so far as research projects are concerned, she has completed 5 research projects funded by Sardar Patel University, and she has published 7 books with ISBN number and more than 35 research paper in ISSN journal. And so far as training program is concerned, she has conducted many workshops. She has also contributed for the consultancy in various areas such as cooperative learning, evaluation, and rubrics, multiple intelligence, developing communication skill, etc. for school as well as for college teachers across the Gujarat. And she has presented more than 40 papers in national and international seminars and conference. So it's a matter of proud and credit for us to have such kind of dignified person on the ISTD Friday Forum. So, madam, I welcome you, and I would like to request you to share your expertise to enlighten us on the said topic. So, thank you, madam, and welcome.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jaimin Trivedi. First of all, I would like to thank ISTD Friday Forum for inviting me to take up the session. Yes, it's a privilege for me to be a part of this particular forum. I just wanted to correct you, Dr. Jaimin sir. Presently, I am as an associate professor. I used to be as an in-charge principal of VMed College of Education, but currently I am as an associate professor. So this is just for your information, because I personally feel that the wrong information need not to be conveyed to the people in the society, and especially when we are into the education. So we need to take care of that. Fine. Okay. Anyways, the topic which has been assigned to me today is about life skills and personality development. Now, the first of all, I would like to say about life skills. These are the skills that are much more necessary, and they are the desirable skills. Why? Because if we want to participate at the fullest in our everyday life, then we need to develop all these life skills so that we can carry out our all activities wholeheartedly. Now, when we talk about these life skills, then it includes psychosocial competencies. It also includes interpersonal skills. Why? Because somewhere we have to make use of decision ability. Sometimes we have to solve the problems that are coming up in our day-to-day life. Sometimes we also need to think very much creatively and critically. We also need to communicate effectively, because if there is no effective communication, then it might create lots of other problems in our life. We also expect that our relationship needs to be healthy. So for building healthy relationships also, we require life skills. And we also need to be empathize with the others, because always we try to give sympathy to others, but we have never put our feet in anyone's shoes, and have not experienced, have not felt that what that particular person is feeling for a particular situation. Fine. So to live healthy life, to cope up and to manage our life healthy and in a productive manner, we definitely require the life skills. And for that, this is the time wherein we need to develop the life skills, not in our generation, but also in the coming generation. Now, there are certain purposes of life skills. I mean, the objectives of life skills. The first one is to remove stage fear, because once we remove the stage fear, then only we will be able to think other things, right? So we need to remove stage fear, because if we remove stage fear, then we will become confident enough, and we will be able to express, we will be able to communicate, we will be able to think, we will be able to analyze also whatever is happening in the surrounding. Fine. So we need to remove stage fear. That is the first thing. The second thing is to develop positive social skills and etiquettes. Now, social skills, when we are talking about social skills, then there are different types of social skills that we need to take care of. The first is helping each other. Okay, so our helping needs to be in a positive manner. It should not be only for, I mean, there should not be a selfish motto. Okay, we need to think on both the side positively, and accordingly we need to help each other. Second is listening to one another patiently, because when one person is talking, and at that time also if we keep on talking, then it might be possible that there won't be any clarity of whatever the sharing is going on, whatever the exchange of ideas are going on. Fine. So we need to have helping nature, we need to cooperate each other, we need to support each other. We also allow, when we are having a group discussion going on, then we need to see that we can give turns, and one after other. Okay, so taking turns one after other, that is also a part of social skills. And certain etiquettes, like how to behave. Okay, because when we are at home, our behavior would be different, but when we are in the at the workplace, our behavior would be different. That too, when we are in the formal occasion, then again we have to maintain the decorum of that particular place and that particular event. So accordingly we have to have develop our etiquettes also. The second purpose is to develop work ethics, because if we don't have any ethics related to work, okay, then we will not be able to justify the duty that has been assigned to us. So we need to develop work ethics. The third objective is to learn job or interview skills. Now, many of us would like to go for the better opportunity. Okay, so when we have to appear for the interviews, okay, we need to see to it that yes, what kind of skills can we showcase at the time of interview, and for that purpose also the life skills plays an important role. The next is to listen, speak, and understand English language, because each language has its own nature, each language has its own vocabulary, and though the word, if we take any of the word, okay, and if we have to make use of that particular word in a different situation, then the context of that word will change. Fine. And therefore we need to understand the language very accurately, and if we have understand the language very accurately, then only we will be able to listen it, and we will be able to understand to it, we will be able to communicate also, and we will be able to speak accurately. So for that purpose also the life skill is needed. The next is to become self-confident, because if we are capable enough of taking certain decisions on our own, if we are capable enough of solving the problems, if we are capable enough of communicating very much effectively, if all these things are taken care of by an individual, then automatically the individual will become self-confidence, right? So these are some of the purposes of life skills. Now, there are 4 dimensions of learning and the type of life skills. And these 4 dimensions are mentioned in the Deller's report. And these 4 dimensions are learning to know, learning to be, learning to live together, and learning to, just a minute, and learning to do. Fine. So let us try to understand these 4 dimensions. The first is learning to know. Fine. Now, in our day-to-day life, we need to learn. Okay. And we need to learn certain necessary, relevant information. Fine. Why? Because if we learn necessary, relevant information, then only we will be able to apply. Okay. And we will be able to use it in the form of knowledge. Fine. So for that purpose, the individual has to make use of analytical skills. Means whatever the information the individual is acquiring, necessary information that individual is acquiring, that information the individual has to break it into the pieces. Means the individual has to analyze about that particular information very critically. So critical thinking plays an important role. And while analyzing the information critically, sometimes the individual might face some kind of problem in understanding that information. Okay, so that leads to the development of problem solving. Fine. So learning to know, that is the first dimension mentioned about life skills in the Deller's report. The second learning dimension is learning to be. Now, this includes skill for personal empowerment. It is for our own empowerment, such as the individual needs to have self-awareness. Okay, we need to be aware about our own self. What are my strengths? What are my qualities? What are my weaknesses? What are the opportunities in front of me? Right? And what are the threats? Okay, in my roadways. Fine. So we need to be self-aware. At the same time, we also need to have self-control. Self-control on what? On our emotions, on our feelings, on our expression. Everywhere we cannot express the feeling the way we express at a particular place. It depends upon the group of the people along, with whom we are working or we are accompanying. Okay, so accordingly, we need to control our feelings, our expressions, our emotions, and so on. The next is communication. Okay, what kind of mode of communication we are making use of. Okay, that also helps us in developing our own, in making an individual empower. Fine. Okay, so that is what is about learning to be. The third dimension is learning to live together. Now, this includes skill for active citizenship. Fine. Say, for example, you all are the members of ISTD, and there are, you all are the core members of ISTD Anand chapter, and you also might be having the other members associated with this particular organization. Fine. And you all are working actively. Why you all are working actively as a citizen of this nation? Because you want to contribute to the development of not only the individual, but also to the society. And for that purpose, you all are working together. Okay. You all refers to certain core values. You also include the respect of diversity because each one of us are unique. Fine. Not physically, but also mentally, socially, emotionally, and so on. Right? We all are having different kind of diversity in terms of culture, in terms of beliefs, in terms of values. Okay. And though we are respecting each other. Fine. At the same time, when we are working as a group actively, certain things we need to tolerate also, because it may be possible that it is not as per our perception, as per our thinking, as per our requirement, but then also we take it for granted and we say, okay, doesn't matter, because there are certain other things which are good in that individual, so let's tolerate this bad part of that individual. Fine. And likewise, we are trying to become a global citizen. We are trying to live together. We are trying to work together, and we are trying to contribute and respect the diversity of our nation. The fourth dimension is learning to do. And this includes the skills of employability, such as entrepreneurship, teamwork, customer relationships. Now, say for example, when we talk about entrepreneurship, right? In each and every arena, now there are the scope of becoming an entrepreneur. And to become an entrepreneur, we need to do something. Fine. John Dewey has rightly said, and it is his principle that individual can become more successful only when individual learns by doing certain things. Because when we do certain things, we experience it. Okay, we are practically doing it, so we are gaining the experiences, and that experiences brings the behavioral modification in terms of learning, right? So therefore, the employability skills such as entrepreneur. So if anybody would like to become an entrepreneur, then they have to first focus upon learning to do, right? The second is teamwork, because when we are learning to do means when we are learning while doing, okay, we are seeking help of each other. We are working as a team, right? So that is also equally important. And customer relationships. Say, for example, in education, our customers are our students. And if we have not established a rapport, a relationship, a healthy relationship with our students, then we will not be able to make them employable, right? Because we have to provide an exposure, we have to create a platform, a stage for them in such a manner so that they can achieve all these four dimensions, and then only they can become the spread of our mouth. Okay, words of our mouth, right? So these are the four dimensions which are very much important for developing the life skills, that are learning to know, learning to be, learning to live together, and learning to do. Now there are 10 core life skills, and they are listed here: self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, effective communication, interpersonal relationship, coping with stress, and coping with emotion. Fine. We will discuss, we will see to all these 10 skills one after the other. The first is self-awareness. And as I said, that being a human being, each one of us needs to introspect. We must look within, that how much I'm aware about. Fine, about myself, okay, as an individual, okay, how am I separate from the environment and from the other individuals also? Because we all are different. Okay, there is a diversity in the human being also, psychologically, socially, emotionally, economically, and so on. So we need to know ourselves first. Who am I? Okay, what are my qualities? What are my strengths, opportunities, threats? What are the challenges in front of me, and so on? So we need to introspect within. Okay, we need to look within. The second life skill is empathy. And as I told you, that we need to understand the feeling of another person, whosoever is experiencing the situation. Fine. So we have to see with the eyes of another, we have to listen with the ears of another person, and we have to feel with the heart of another person. right? So that is what is empathy. ઓકે, આપણે કોઈને ત્યાં કંઈ પણ એવો ખરાબ ઇન્સિડન્ટ થાય તો આપણે એમ કહીએ છીએ કે અરે રે આ બહુ ખોટું થયું. That is what is sympathy. પણ એ લોકો શું અનુભવ કરી રહ્યા છે, જો એ આપણે પણ એ જ વસ્તુનો અનુભવ કરીએ તો that becomes empathy. Clear? The third is coping with stress. Now, this is the process by which a person consciously attempts to master, minimize, or tolerate stressors and problems in life. Nowadays, the life is full of stress. For small thing also, we become stressful. I would just like to give an example of mine today, right? Normally, my living time is 4:45. And tomorrow we have one of the program at the university level, at the CVM university level. And my respected principal sir was busy in one of the meetings at university. And as I am the practice teaching in charge, I had to take certain decision with his approval. But he was busy in the meeting. And on the other side, I had given my words that yes, I'll be taking session today at 6 with you all. And at the college only, I mean, when I left my college, it was around 5:30. So I have to so much rush. Okay. And throughout the road, there was a traffic today. So, you know, it made me so stressful. But then also consciously I made the attempt. Okay. And smartly I drive my car and I reach to the place so that I can interact with you. Fine. So how consciously we make attempt to master or to minimize the stress, I mean the stressors, okay, and the problems in our life, that is what is called coping with stress. It is not everyone's cup of tea. For every problems, for every stress, everybody cannot come out. Fine. Sometimes they required much more time also. But yes, it depends upon the individual's thinking and how they act. The next life skill is decision making. Now, this is the process of identifying and choosing alternatives that are based on values and preferences of the decision maker. Now, whenever we have to make any decision, okay, there are ample of options in front of us, but we have to choose the option which has value, okay, and accordingly we have to take up the decision. At that time we cannot see कि ओ वो मेरा friend है ना, वो मेरा भाई है, वो मेरी बहन है, so it's okay. No, we have to see that our alternative which we are going to choose is based on which value. Hello. Hello.
Yes, madam, we are hearing you.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. The next is problem solving. Now, problem solving consists of using generic or ad hoc methods in an orderly manner for finding solutions to a problem. Now, whenever we come across any of the problem, the first and the foremost thing is we need to find out the causes, the reasons due to which the problem has been created. Fine. Then see that which cause is much more important in occurrence of that particular problem. Fine. If you come to know about the cause, then accordingly you can work about the action plan and you can come out with from the problem. So step by step, we have to move further for solving the problem. So we need to think very much creatively. We need to think very much critically also when we have to find the solution to a problem, right? Say, for example, there are many companies manufacturing many products. When they manufacture product at the first time, it is not necessary that they will get always a good quality of product. They are also carrying out, they are also conducting varieties of, experiments on the manufacturing of the product. Fine. They might be changing the proportion of the raw materials also. And they must be finding out that yes, which combination goes well in the good quality of product. So they also might be having ample of ways to solve the problem regarding what? Regarding the good quality of products. The next life skill is creative thinking. And this can be stimulated both by an unstructured process, such as brainstorming, and by a structured process, such as lateral thinking. So when we talk about creative thinking, we have to make use of our divergent thinking. Okay, we have to make use of our left brain. We have to think, we have to brainstorm in an innovative manner so that we can do something unique, something creative. Fine. And it is always unstructured process. Say, for example, we have seen many artists, okay, many poets, right? Many lyricists. Fine. They don't have anything in a structured form. They have a strong imagination ability. And through that imagination ability, through that imagination power, they try to come out with the painting or with the lyrics and so on. Fine. But in the beginning, everything is unstructured. उनके दिमाग में जो भी imagination आता है, they just put on piece of paper and then they organize it, right? So that becomes the creative thinking. Same thing we have to do in our life too. The next is critical thinking, and this means making clear, reasoned judgment. There should be some reason behind giving the judgment. Okay, there should be clarity. Okay, so during the process of critical thinking, ideas should be reasoned. So whatever ideas occur to our mind when we are thinking about any of the event or a situation or any of the topic, certain ideas should occur to our mind, and it should have a concrete reason that why this. There should be certain rationale behind that idea. Fine. And that can be possible only when we have well thought and we have well judged about that particular event or a phenomena or a topic. The next life skill is effective communication. And this is a key to interpersonal skill, right? Because interpersonal skill, when we are talking about, then it is a relationship between with the others also. And that can be sustained only when we have effective communication. Fine. So communication is a two-way process, and to improve communication, it involves both the senders as well as the receivers. Okay, so whatever the message has been conveyed by the sender, whether the receiver has understood exactly what has been conveyed by the sender, then it becomes effective communication. બરાબર? આપણે જોઈએ છે કે વોટ્સએપ ઉપર પણ ઘણા બધા મેસેજીસ આજકાલ સોશિયલ મીડિયા ઉપર ફરતા હોય છે. Fine. But interpretation would be different from one person to another person. Why? Because there plays the communication. મેસેજ ની ટેક્સ્ટ બધા માટે સેમ છે. But when we are processing on that particular text mentally, when we are making use of our mental processes, okay, its meaning, its context, its interpretation, its understanding, everything changes, right? And because of that, sometimes there is a miscommunication also. The next life skill is interpersonal relationship, and this is strong, it is deep, it is a close association or acquaintance between two or more people, as I told you before a couple of minutes. Fine. Wherein we would like to sustain that particular relationship. And these association may be based on inference, love, solidarity, regular business interactions, or some other type of social commitment. Fine. So that association is based on how we love each other among the group members. Okay. How is our interaction? What kind of inference do we make out when the things are communicated among the group members? And how socially we are committed with each other. So that helps in the strong interpersonal relationship. Clear up to here, everyone? Hello? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Please
ma'am.
continue.
Okay. Fine. So these are some of the life skills that we have already discussed. So I will not talk about that much more. Now, if we talk about the personal development, I mean the personality development, but before personality development, I thought I should just briefly talk about the personal development, because that is something which directly, indirectly helps in the developing of one's personality. Right. As I already mentioned about self-awareness, so I will be not discussing about that again. Self-knowledge, one should have the knowledge of himself or herself. Third is identity. What kind of identity do we want to create in the society? That is what is personal development. That whether we want to be a good academician, whether we want to be a good mother, whether we want to be a good father, whether we want to be a good businessman. Okay, so accordingly, we will be we will be deciding about our actions, and we will be working upon it. Talents, what kind of talents are present in us? That is what talents individual possesses. Potential, each one of us are not potential enough for each and everything. Okay, so each one of us are having a potential in some or the other arenas. Okay, so in which arena do I am much more potential? Okay, in which arena do I have much more talent? Fine, that helps in making my identity. Human capital. Okay, we are a very important resource. Fine, and how are we maintaining that particular resource? As a human being, how I am maintaining myself as an important resource for the development of the society. Quality of life. What kind of life do we want to live? Whether we want to live a successful life, whether we want to live a happy life, what kind of life do we want to live? Fine. Dreams. Each one of us are having dreams, and we always wish that yes, we can achieve those dreams. And at the same time, we are also aspirant. Yes, I want to become this. I want to become that. So that is what is aspirations. Okay, I'm aspire about this thing. And if I'm aspire about certain things, then I will work accordingly so that I can get that satisfaction. Fine. So this is what is about personal development. Fine. So when we talk about personal development, then improve your qualities every day. if we focus upon what are the qualities lying within me, and if we keep on improving those qualities on daily basis, then only we can have our personal development, right? Now, what is personality development? I mean, what personality development is all about? The first is public speaking. Everyone cannot speak publicly. And therefore, at Waymade, I just would like to give an example because we have this particular practice at our Waymade. What we do is that in the month of December, January, or February, along with one faculty member, we ask 2-3 students to go and make the presentation about significance of teaching profession at various educational institutions. Fine. So they will be addressing to the large group of people. They will be interacting with them. So when they interact with the group of people, okay, they will be also getting some of the questions, and they will be knowing that, yes, how to respond to their questions, how to listen to them, how to interact with them. Okay, so that helps them to develop public speaking. Fine. So that is what is personality development. Everybody is not comfortable in speaking publicly. Right? Second is body language. That plays a very vital role in the personality development, because sometimes we may not be able to express the things that we want to express using words, using language. And at that time, we have to make use of certain facial expressions, non-verbal gestures, and so on. Fine. If we talk about the walking style, if we talk about the sitting style, okay, if we talk about the standing position, all these includes body language. Our head movement, hand movements, body movements, all these helps in knowing our personality. The third is behavior. How politely are we behaving with others? That is very much important. Sometimes it happens that the situation is very bad. But then also we need to control on our temper. We need to control on our anger. And we need to behave in such a manner that, yes, though this condition is bad, though the situation is bad, the person has done things wrongly, but then also we don't have to make that person realize that, yes, you have done this wrong. I mean, we have to make them realize, but not behaving in a rude manner, but in a very sophisticated manner. We need to behave, and we have to make him or her realize. Anger management, control on our anger is very, very important, because if we don't control on our anger, then sometimes whatever we want to exactly talk about or tell about, instead of that हम कुछ उल्टा सुल्टा और भी बोल देते हैं, and that creates the distance between the people. Physical fitness, as it is said, healthy mind resides in healthy body. So if physically we are fit, then mentally also we will be fit, and we will be thinking all the time very positively. Food habits. Okay, that is very much important, because it has an impact on our physical health and also on our mental health. So food habits is equally important for the personality development. Fine. When we are on the dining table, at that time also we have to have certain kinds of mannerism related to the intake of food. Fine. Friends making skills. Everybody is not comfortable in making whosoever is around him or her as a friend. Fine. Why? Because there the socialization has played an important role. Family environment has played an important role. इसीलिए हम लोग देखते हैं कि कई लोग के फ्रेंड्स बहुत सारे होते हैं और कई लोग के 2 ही होते हैं, 3 ही होते हैं. Why? Because these are the factors. Learning skills. How enthusiastically are we learning about each and everything? Are we showing readiness to learn new things also? Or we always tell, no, this is not my cup of tea. Fine. So learning skills. Every moment we are learning, and we are learning through observations, we are learning through experience, we are learning through sharing ideas and so on. Relationship skills. How good relations we have established within the people in the society. Are those relationships healthy or not? આપણને ખબર છે કે ઘણીવાર એવું બને કે સોસાયટીમાં કોઈ પણ બહુ ફેમસ વ્યક્તિ હોય, બરાબર છે, બિઝનેસમેન છે, એનું નામ બિઝનેસના લીધે ફેમસ થયું છે, પણ માણસ તરીકે નથી સારું. You know, so that is what it is. Fine. So relationship, because his identity is such, he has such kind of relationship with the people in the society, and due to that his personality is seen in that particular manner. Right? Communication skills, that we all know. Dealing with the problems, that also we have already discussed under the life skills. Now this is the personality development model. Fine. The first is, if we talk about our personality, right, then we need to have our responsibility, our vision as well as mission about doing certain things. And for that, we need to develop our positive personality. Fine. If we think everything, if we think positively, if we have positive attitude, then we will be definitely able to shoulder our responsibility. We will definitely be able to have certain vision and mission in our life. And we will be able to establish relationship with human beings. Fine. When we are talking about our personality, in our body there is a soul, Atma. And Atma has some relationship with Allah, the God. Okay, so how healthy, positive relationship we have with the God, that also helps in developing our positive personality. Fine. So if we want to have our personality in a good sense, then we need to eliminate our negative thoughts, our negative attitude, our negative personality, and we need to showcase our positive personality. That will help us to shoulder our responsibility, to achieve our vision, mission, goals, to establish the relationship with the human beings. So that is what is personality development model. There are following ways to improve personality. The first is to become a better listener. We need to listen to each and every words uttered by someone very minutely, very correctly. Second is expanding your interest. Expand your interest. Fine. These days, we all are into the COVID-19 situation, pandemic. And when there was a lockdown phase, majority of the females, they don't had servant and maids coming at their place and doing home tasks. Restaurants are also closed. Okay, so no, delicious eatery was available in the market. And obviously, the family will expect that, yes, they would like to eat good food, delicious food, because Gujaratis are mainly fond of, varieties of food. Fine. So these days, what females did, the female, they have expanded their interest. So they have started, trying varieties of dishes. And in that way, they have tried to improve their personality. Yes, they are not simply, a professional or a business woman, but yes, they are a good cook also. Right? So third is to become a better conversationalist. How you can do conversation in a better manner with others. How you make use of linking words and phrases, and how you try to convince others. That also is one of the way to improve our personality. Meeting new people, that is also one of the way, because when we meet new people, obviously we try to showcase ourselves in different manner. I mean, we would like to showcase ourselves in a very good manner. So that also helps us to improve our personality. Polishing interpersonal skills, group relations, how we can improve relations within the group members. Okay, how we can polish it so that each one of us don't feel bad about anything. They don't take it seriously. If anybody has said anything to anyone, they don't take it wrongly, or they don't, because of taking it wrongly, they don't even break the relationships and so on. So polishing interpersonal skills, adjusting, tolerance, cooperation, support, all this comes under that. Developing leadership skills. To become a leader is a very challenging task, because leader will not be able to give justice to everyone. આપણી પાંચ આંગળીઓ સરખી હોતી નથી. જો આપણે આ ચાર આંગળીને ન્યાય આપવા જઈશું તો કદાચ અંગૂઠાને ન્યાય નહીં આપી શકીએ. Right? So developing leadership skills, how to lead the group, how to assign the task, keeping in mind the abilities of each and every individual. Because we have to work in a group. Okay, how to take the initiative, how to take up the new task, how to motivate the group members enthusiastically to work upon that particular task. If they face any problem, then as a leader, how we will how we will help them to solve the problems. Okay, there are various ample of ways to take up the decision, but which would be the right one to take up the decision. So all this comes under leadership skills. So through leadership also, we develop personality, because when we are making use of initiation, motivation, helping others, giving opportunity to others, indirectly the leaders are becoming popular in the society. Fine. If we talk about our honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, he is the set example for these leadership skills. Presentation skill. How effectively we make the presentation of whatever we want to communicate. Whether we make the use of gestures, body language, okay, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, visuals. Say, for example, in the corporate sector, when they have to collaborate for anything, for any kind of project, what the project manager do? The project manager will prepare the presentation and will talk about, है ना? And likewise, the personality of that individual will improve. Treating people with respect, because that is what is our culture, and we must value them. So that also helps in improving our personality, improving body language, reading habits, because when we read, it widen our knowledge. We acquire in-depth understanding, knowledge about certain things, and that we act upon. And the last is mastering soft skills, that is communication. Next, to become socialize. Okay, if we get socialize, then that will also helps in improving our personality. Speaking skills also helps in improving our personality, because through that one can come to know that as a person how we are. Self-evaluation. Evaluate own self. What I did today, how I did today, whether I did it correctly. Instead of doing like this, if I would have done like this, then I think it would be much more better. So self-evaluation. Be yourself. आप जो हो ऐसे ही आप दिखाओ सोसाइटी को. So be yourself. Be confident. Yes, whatever I am doing it correctly. Don't fumble for the things. Don't trigger for the thinking. Confidently. Yes, I can do this and I will do this. Strive to be independent. Don't be dependent on others. Right? So strive to be independent. The more we are independent, the more learning takes place, and that molds our personality. Work on your attire, our dressing, because અમે એજ્યુકેશન વાળા, I mean the B.Ed વાળા, અમે અમારા જ્યારે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ લેસન આપવા જવાના હોય, તો we normally tell them that when you dress up, you stand in front of mirror and see how you look. અને આપણે જ્યારે મિરરની સામે ઊભા રહીને આપણે જોઈએ આપની જાતને, ત્યારે આપણને એમ થાય કે હા, આજે હું સારી દેખાઉં છું કે સારો દેખાઉં છું. તો છે ને અડધી વસ્તુ જે તમારે કરવાની છે તમારા જીવનમાં, એ ઓટોમેટિકલી ત્યાં જ સારી રીતે થઈ જશે. So work on your attire. because that also helps in creating your personality. Say, for example, if teacher is there, and when teacher has to teach in the classroom, four walls of classroom, and if teacher wears a Western outfit and enters into the class, then that will not create the personality of that individual as a teacher. Fine. So depending upon our role, we need to work on our attire. Is it clear? Try to be dynamic. Okay, try to be dynamic. Keep yourself changing depending upon the situation. That will help you to gain varieties of experience, and the learning will take place, and that will change your, develops the personality. Healthy lifestyle, which is very, very much important, because healthy mind resides in healthy body. And last is to develop sense of humor. We need to have that sense of humor. Why he is talking like this, why she is talking like this. I always used to tell my students that we have, as a teacher, we have only two eyes. Okay, and we have to maintain the eye contact with the 50 students. Fine. But at the same time, when we maintain eye contact, we also need to read their face, because that will help us to know that, yes, what kind of sense of humor that student has. And that will help us to know that student, and accordingly we can develop the personality of that student. Fine. So developing sense of humor, we need to develop that. Certain basic common sense needs to be developed, right? So that is what is about personality development, because life skills and personality development goes hand in hand, right? So I would just like to end my presentation with this life skills quotes. Don't waste your time looking back on what you have lost. Move on, for life is not meant to be traveled backward. So we should not think about the past, but we should always think about the future. Opportunities are knocking our doors. Okay, grab the opportunities and move further rather than traveling backward. Every new day is another chance to change your life. અને એટલે જ આપણે એમ કહીએ છીએ કે ઉગતા સૂરજને આપણે હંમેશા એવી રીતે જોઈએ છે કે કંઈક નવા કિરણોને લઈને આવે છે, અને એ જ નવા કિરણ આપણા જીવનમાં પણ કંઈક નવું લાવશે. રાઈટ? ઓલવેઝ રિમેમ્બર, be kind, be honest, be true, and all of these things will come back to you. Because if we stick to our values, then some or the other day, we will be definitely getting it in the form of rewards. I put all my genius into my life. I put only my talent into my works. Fine. So we must put whatever talents we do have in our work, so automatically we will become genius to our life. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life. Each one of us needs to have highest grand vision, because you become what you believe. Because if we believe that, yes, I want to become this, then that can be possible only when we have some vision, and that will help us to become that particular person, right? So here I would like to end my presentation. Hope you all have enjoyed. Hope I have tried my level best to make you understand about what is life skills, what is personality development, and how they are interconnected. So once again, I'm thankful to ISTD Friday Forum, the team, and the office bearers, especially the president and the secretary, for inviting me to deliver a session on life skills and personality development. And if you have any questions, then you are most welcome.
So, Dipali madam, thank you very much. After Diwali vacation, this is the first Friday forum, and we have enjoyed a
Oh,
lot the learning of
thank you
this
so much.
session.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so much.
accepting our invitation.
It's
And
my pleasure.
હા અને ખરેખર મજા આવી. એટલે બીજા કોઈને રાજુ સર નેશનલ કાઉન્સિલ મેમ્બર ડોક્ટર રાજુ રાઠોડ સર ઇઝ
Yes,
ઓલ્સો
sir.
પ્રેઝન્ટ. સો રાજુ સર માઇક બંધ છે સર.
A very comprehensive and holistic focus on the entire topic, and
Thank you.
I am very happy to have with us in from the one of the best B.Ed college. WMED is considered as the best
Yes.
college here in our fraternity. So definitely it is a pleasure, and I am very happy to inform Madam that we are consistently running this Friday forum for last 2.5 years.
Oh, that's
So
great.
every Friday we are doing that, and we got opportunity to have inputs from learned person like you. And
Thank you so much.
ISTD is having more than 80 live members, and we are
Huh?
doing a lot of training with the initiative of all young members like Jamin Trivedi and all. Recently,
Okay.
we had a couple of sessions at all the PI and PSI of Anand district also,
Oh,
and
that's
we
great.
have a training at Krishna Hospital also for last 2 years, once in a week. So
Okay.
that also a very long association. And
Oh.
apart from that, we are doing a lot of training on a customized basis.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very happy that you are also associated in one or other way with us. And in
Yes.
future also,
Thank you.
once all such things is over, we will be definitely having more interaction, because we
Sure,
want
sir.
members like you who can really take a lead and help us to interact with the young teachers.
Sure,
So
sir. Sure, sir.
thank you very much for
Anytime.
sparing your valuable time and
It's
very
my
important.
pleasure, sir. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure.
yeah. Over to secretary.
કિંજલ મેડમ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો પ્રેઝન્ટ આઈ થિંક.
No, Kinjal
If
madam is not
anybody,
there.
other participants wanted to say regarding the session,
Yeah.
Amruta madam will be our regular member of ISTD Friday Forum attending, or Suyak sir or any other members. If you wanted to say something, we are here. And then we'll move further. Neelam madam, you might also say if you wanted to say.
દલવાડી સર ઇઝ પ્રેઝન્ટ. યજ્ઞ સર.
Okay, Javin sir, we'll move further. So,
Definitely. So you can express your vote of thanks.
yeah. On behalf of ISTD Anand chapter, we thank you very much, Dipali madam, for this session. And as earlier said by the Jamin sir, Raju sir, this was the starting of a new year Gujarati calendar and a first Friday forum. And every Friday we are doing this activity. And to inform all the participants, we are putting this video on ISTD Anand chapter YouTube channel as well. So you can
Okay.
share with your friends or the other
Sure.
participants who could not attend today due to other commitments and all, right? And every
Sure.
Friday the timing are fixed. We are doing these
Okay.
sessions on 6 p.m. in the evening,
Mhm.
and on Zoom platform with the meeting ID is also fixed 718-151-9916 with the password 123456. So you can ask other friends to join whenever they wanted to on a live session on every Friday, and which is
Okay.
free for all. And you may suggest
Yes,
the
sir.
topics as well. We will try to cover it in our sessions, because the main
Sure.
motto of our team of ISTD Anand chapter is to help society through various sessions by experts
Okay.
like you, madam. So
Okay. Sure.
very
Definitely.
we thank you all the participants as well who were present today. We the With the presence of all of you, we get encouragement to do more sessions. Right. We thank you all for joining, and we will meet again